Both the Prime Minister and the Acting Finance Minister sought to reassure the representatives of donor countries meeting at the KICC today that the Grand Coalition government was working and committed to constitutional, land and electoral reforms.
There may be differences in our working style, and we all, even drinking tea, there are people who will drink it at the end of their mouth, others in other ways, but they drink tea. The style is not as important as the objective, and we are all together in these objectives, and we are narrowing the differences in style.
I am pleased to reassure you that we are on course on Agenda 4. Both President Kibaki and I believe that Kenya's peace and prosperity depends on fully implementing the accord. This week, the President and I received the Independent Review Commission report on our country's electoral commission's handling of last year's general elections. The regular report will be presented to the Cabinet at its next sitting for consideration and approval, and also an implementation plan is going to be prepared. A sessional paper on this important report will then be presented to Parliament.
The government is now asking donors to support the economic reform strategy as stated in the Kenya Vision 2030, which requires $56 billion to implement.
The indicative financial resources required are in the order of $56 billion. United States, that is. We will still continue to require support from our friends like you to cover the financing gap.
Now we, as development partners, are prepared to discuss a roadmap with clear targets and implementation plans for taking this reform agenda forward and providing a framework for our support to this process.
The Kenya Consultative Group meeting was called to discuss the progress of implementation of Agenda 4 of the mediation talks, as well as recent economic developments in the country. Noah Otieno, KTN Prime.